Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ongoing Mastery, Presenting and Speaking, Season 3. Hi, Kelly.
Hey, hey, how are you, Kirsten?
Oh my God! So we've done the thing. We've
Yeah,
we've we've made it to a new season. Go
that's
us!
awesome.
So I will lightly ask. The holidays have been interesting. How
Yes.
are you recovered from your holidays?
I am recovered from my holidays. Yes. I had a nice chance to relax with my husband and teenager, and that was a good reset.
Yes. So speaking of reset, give me this concept around this word that is the focus for 2023. I love this concept. So, what is this? What is this word?
Sure. So, lots of folks do this. Pick a word at the end of the previous year that's going to be your focus word for the year that's starting. And you put that word on a sticky note or a sign, you put it somewhere where you can see it daily, and you use it as a gut check measuring stick, whatever makes sense for you. Is the thing you're about to do in keeping with the word of the year, right?
Mm.
Is that word of the year guiding you? Are you letting it guide you, or are you kind of just off doing your thing? Right? And so it's intended to be a kind of ongoing mindfulness exercise where you're keep checking in with yourself and not just kind of running on the hamster wheel.
So,
I've done this before.
okay.
I had picked I had picked for 2019,
Hmm.
the year of my illness and then my father-in-law's passing, it would come to be, but I had picked Thrive for 2019.
Okay.
And then having thrived, very beginning of 2020, picked resilience.
Oh,
Spoiler alert on that.
gee, that came up for a lot of people, didn't it?
It turns out it did. And
Yeah.
then I haven't picked a new one because I've sort of been sort of stuck in resilience. That's a weird phrase.
Mm.
But anyway, a friend was posting on LinkedIn, Ryan Spence. Hi, Ryan. And he was choosing his word. And I got into the conversation in the comments, and I decided to pick a word for 2023. And it's a word that I've been wishing a lot in people as I wish them happy holidays in December of various religious observations. Joy. My word for 2023 is joy.
Huh. Okay. I wouldn't have called that. I like it. From resilience to joy. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that because we were talking about starting season 3 as a reset for ourselves
Hmm.
personally, for ourselves professionally,
Yep.
because everybody's, the last couple of years, it's been a lot and everybody's still dealing with stuff. We've gone through our first year as the new business and
Yep.
learned a lot, all the education, all the things.
So
Um,
learning, much wow.
so learning much. Wow. It's been a lot of resilience. Yes, it has. Ooh, so I need a word, and
You
I would have
don't
picked.
need a word.
Okay, I'll have to think about it because honestly, if you had emailed me this, I would have simply picked resilience as my word. But now that I hear joy, I like that. I'm going to have to think about it. So, folks who are listening, in the comments of all the socials and the website and everywhere where you encounter this, what word are you going to focus on this next year? What are you going to have be your guidance? Because joy, that's awesome. I like that.
Thank
I
you.
like that a lot.
Thank you.
So, one of the things we wanted to talk about to kick off season 3 is that we, kind of reshaped. We're constantly evolving. That's the whole point of ongoing mastery. That's what we do. That's what we help our clients with. And we started a season, and then in season 2, we shifted and added in video. And in season
Hi.
3, we starting add in We added in some coaching last season. We're adding in some more, and we'll see what other bells and whistles we can pull in. So, in the constant evolution of the work of presenting and speaking, and also just as people, I I know we're going to talk about some other things, but you agreed to actually do something for me with me that you were a little uncomfortable about. And what was
That's
that
true.
thing? What was that thing?
Um, we're taking a class, right? We're taking
We're
a
taking a
class. That's
class.
the thing.
We're
That's the
taking a
thing.
class, an improv class. And thank you for doing that with me. And thank you for doing the, oh dear God, I'm going to do this thing.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm terrified. I am
well, I
legit terrified.
I have been wanting to add this in. This has been on my ongoing mastery plan for a couple of years now. So thank you.
Yeah,
And for those
you're
listening,
welcome.
that's part of what this is you kind of figure out where you want to grow and where you want to stretch and things you want to work on. And mine happen to be storytelling and improv, the areas I want to expand into. And Kelly is gracious enough to take an improv class with me coming up. So that'll be fun. We'll talk about that. And that leads into the topic that we were going to talk about today, which is the people that you are connected to really make a
Yeah,
huge difference in what you're able to do, the power you're able to bring, the transformation that you can make in the world. And you came up with an interesting find. Can you talk about that?
sure. Well, I think you should talk about the five people expression because that's the one
Oh,
that we hear most often. And then
so
I'll let you know what I found more about it.
So what I've been hearing when I transferred from freelancer to entrepreneur last January and was, sort of learning the entrepreneurial journey with the arrogance of, I know how this goes. I've been watching this forever. And then went, oh no, I really don't. Everyone around me said, well, the five people around you that you spend the most time with really help determine your success. They help determine the energy, the trajectory of your career and your life. And if you are surrounded by people who are stuck and unhappy and are basically just holding themselves down, it is so much harder for you to thrive. And if you connect with other people who are also on this journey and also trying to transform the world and trying to transform themselves, you are more likely to do that work. And I've been hearing that from everybody. But apparently it's more than that. So what did you find? You found some research.
I did. So you're the average of the five people you spend the most time with is attributed to a speaker, Jim Rome, but I found David Burkus doing some research for his book in about 2018 that says it's not just the five people. Yes, it's the five people, but it's a much wider network than that. It's everybody that you're in contact with and even everybody they're in contact with. And
Mm,
he goes into more detail. Researchers have found in a study that's in the New England Journal of Medicine looking at obesity. So
mm,
if an individual is surrounded by obese people, they are statistically more likely themselves to be obese. If
okay.
a person's network, so person X has a network, that network has people in it who gain weight and are obese. Person X is more likely to gain weight, right?
Mm,
And so it's
okay.
this extended effect of the people you surround yourself with influence your choices, your outlook, your outcome.
Okay. And that ties into a lot of the stuff we've been talking about the last two seasons, which is the power of community.
Yeah.
And I mean, we keep bringing this up, and we're going to keep calling out Bobby Carlton forever and ever. Speakers need speaker friends. And that just quote is so true. But it's also more than that. It's anybody who's doing presenting and speaking. You really do need to connect with other people who have tried it or are doing it, who understand the work, because public speaking is it's an unusual thing and it terrifies so many people. So the
Hmm.
process of dealing with that fear and dealing with the challenge of it, and even to the physicality of learning how to control your body and what your movements do and the communication you're making and the way you use your voice and language and all of that, the
Yeah.
more you are connected to other people who've been in those circles or have that experience, the more you're able to grow, the broader reach you're able to have, because you're not doing as much of the lifting yourself. It's like other
Yeah.
people are helping carry the load.
You're in a fertile seed bed where you're all growing instead of, it doesn't matter if one of you is flowers and one of you is tomatoes, you're all growing in the rich soil.
I like it. I like it. And yes, indeed, you can you can you can say that I will consider myself a tomato for today. I'm officially a tomato. So what I want to encourage everybody listening, obviously we're just a little giddy. We're starting off the new season and we're coming to the end of 2022 was a hell of a year.
Yeah.
Um 2023 is going to be a year with joy. It's going to be a year with happiness. It's going to be a year of thriving. And there's going to be challenges. There's some pretty big challenges. I'm right now facing one of, my mother in law is staring down the barrel of Alzheimer's. We're going to be having some challenges. And we're also going to be learning the to really focus on the quality of life and joy of life
Yeah.
while we're in it. So,
Yep.
everybody listening and everybody watching, please join us and come with us on this journey because if you are if you are like some of my friends whose network is largely people who do not understand the entrepreneurial journey or are not part of it and they want to protect you and they want to help you so they're kind of keeping you safe, and that is wonderful, but it also makes it a lot harder to shoot for the stars. Well,
Yeah.
come with us and let's shoot for the stars from a place of stability and from a place where your feet are on the ground, but you can still stare up and reach for things with us, because that's what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying some stuff like I'm so thrilled to death that you're willing to try improv, and I'm impressed as hell that you actually said yes because I didn't think you were going to. So that's
Well,
wonderful.
improv is yes and.
It's
I said
yes and
yes, and I'm terrified.
yes, and I want to kill you. Yes, I get that. That's wonderful. So, what I'm working on, we already talked about in my ongoing mastery journey, is I'm working on improv and I'm working on storytelling. What things do you want to grow and stretch in your journey this next year? What things do you want to branch into? Do you have any
I don't know if
thoughts?
it's branch into so much as it is deal better with
Mm,
stage fright. Why I am
okay.
terrified of improv is public speaking scares me. I've been teaching more than 2 decades. First day of class, always
Mm,
scary
yeah.
for me.
Oh yeah.
And the thought of giving larger speeches, I do it. I do it, I don't want to say all the time, but I do it with enough regularity. Always scary. And I would like
Hmm.
for it to be less scary.
I like it. And on that, I'm actually going to hold up this interesting little device. Um, so as Kelly knows, I am taking a class to deal with stress. It is a mental health class. And this is a little monitor that clips on my ear. And this connects to my phone. And I practice breathing to do variable heart rate control. And I'm learning this technique because apparently variable heart rate treatment is really, really good for dealing with anxiety, depression, and stress. And so I am learning this. And as I learn more about it, I will share it with you. But I find it very interesting, the idea that regulating your heart rate and basically just your body's instinctive reactions to stress is actually sending enough messages to your brain that your normal, if your brain is like mine, parts of it are always yelling at you and always saying, you're going to fail. The world hates you. And having it be basically calmed down or quieter would be lovely. So I will be sharing this as we go along the journey, because this is a pretty fun piece of equipment, and it's just a little weird to be sitting there with the thing clipped on your ear going, okay, breathing, 1, 2. So we'll see how it goes. But
Sort of like
statistically, it's the studies show that it actually really does have a positive impact. So it's interesting.
sounds like high-tech yoga meditation breathing.
I think so. I mean, it's interesting because I started doing the research when I got the equipment, and I had not encountered this, but it tests out. It's been studied, and it apparently is very, very effective. So I'm looking forward
Excellent.
to learning this technique, and then, of course, sharing it with everybody, because we all can moderate our stress response and deal with the things that life throws at us. And
I'm a fan.
with that, I think what I want to do is just take a kicking off the new season to celebrate that we have in our just little circle of 5. Now we have an extended group that you were talking about, but we've got you and Jim and Danny and Alex and me, all as members of the Rourke Training family. And it is fascinating to me when we all get together and you find that these disparate people, some of whom just met, all have the same perverse, dark, sarcastic sense of humor, all can quote West Wing episodes, all can quote the same geeky science fiction stuff, all can come up with the really hideously inappropriate jokes that everyone will follow to the death. And Jim is going to design t-shirts for. So I think it's really, really lovely. And I'm really grateful to have this group. And I'm grateful to have the extended audience and the extended family of all of you that are watching and listening, because it's really, really great to be doing something that you've dreamed about for years and years and years. And I really appreciate your listening and watching and going with us on this. So that's pretty much my season 3 kickoff. Where are we heading with interviews? We have some good stuff coming up. We've got some new
We're,
people. We've got some new talks.
we're
So,
talking with Jay Shu next week about creativity. We've got a couple storytelling folks
yep,
in the queue.
yep. We've got a person who I'd known 25 years ago, and kind of has been in my extended circle forever, who is a professional storyteller who's won all the major storytelling awards and has all the experience. So I'm really looking forward to kind of bringing her battle tested strategies to the audience, because I think it'll be lovely to go beyond the, you know, lighthearted storytelling is nice into the no, it's actually a transformational skill. Go a little further than that. And I think
Love it.
I think that's about it.
I think that's about it.
So join us. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. We have, as always, the Ongoing Mastery Presenting and Speaking group on LinkedIn. We are on Rourke Training, and we're on all the socials. We are looking for extended family to join us on our ongoing mastery journey. Please come play. And I think with that,
Cheers.
we will see you next episode. Bye, everybody.
Bye.